Ibiza in July, Ibiza in July. What's up? So if you're watching this, you are ready to come to Ibiza, right? And we're really excited to welcome you because uh, whether you're a business leader, a creator, the why of why we're doing it is because so many people in the business world are stuck in their heads. And as my great teacher and Tony Robbins, and who many of you may know, has said many times, when you're in your head, you're dead. So we want to uplift you, to create, to love life, to live life. And with that, we've teamed up, myself and this lovely lady, Kathy, to really bring you the essence of structured business and component with a little bit of creativity, a lot of creativity, so that you can tap into this emotional intelligence with you and deeply embody it so that when you go back to the office, people are like, wow, you totally changed. And that is why we're doing this.
Great. Amazing. Yeah, I'm very excited actually. So, we've been organizing a lot in the last couple of months. So what kind of program we think could really benefit a lot of entrepreneurs and managers or people in C-level positions. And creating this retreat is not only spending time and networking with people from all over the world, because we're going to bring people together from Canada, America, Germany, Europe, and we got to learn from each other. It's a huge network possibility or opportunity for people all over the world, but also we are going to be working on very interesting mindful workshops, and you guys going to be learning so much stuff you can implement that right away after the retreat in your corporate world or in your business world. So it's not about just talking through those things, it's about learning and implementing. And well, Eric, what do you think was one of the most benefits for people when they're going to attend the retreat? What do they learn?
Well, at the end of the day, the biggest thing to understand is that we are leaders in our environments, yes, in our businesses, yes, but most importantly for ourselves. And so the greatest thing that we can create in any environment is certainty, right? And so as leaders, it's required for us not to necessarily need to lead anybody because that's not what true leaders do. True leaders lead themselves in such an encouraging, knowing space that they inspire others to be like, wow, I can figure it out. I can find a solution. I can make this happen. I got to show up at my outstanding standards because as leaders, when we show up at that level, that next level, 11 out of 10, outstanding level of possibility, we create the environment for everybody else to do the same thing. And so this is very important because it gives people the opportunity to say, wow, I don't have to hide. I don't have to hide around that person. Look at that person's energy. He's got so much energy. I can shine. And so it gives everybody this opportunity to shine together, find solutions, and as a result, move towards a common shared purpose that will encourage and appreciate the whole dynamic within any culture, within any organization, and get you to move. And that is true abundance. That's true wealth. That would come through you. That's who you are. And so you get to discover this
So you're mostly saying basically that people are going to come, they're going to learn how to lead themselves
with
and
wealth,
basically with wealth, and then
with true wealth.
automatically attract people within the company as well that are going to be leading themselves as well. So it's more kind of a transformative leadership. What we're going to teach is encouraging people, motivating people to come out with their true inner selves, and
I wouldn't say
obviously.
motivation because motivation is like rah, 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 rah. But I would say encouraging people to ask the questions of understanding who they truly are. And so, because, we can all motivate each other. But what's real true though is how do we go back into any circumstance? Because when things are easy, right? When things are simple and there's a good environment and it's like playful, you can really expand yourself. The truth comes out when things get difficult. So when things are the
Right.
biggest challenge, how do you actually keep your energy up? How do you cultivate that level of, because that's not anymore, you don't have the motivation around you, right? So now
Yeah.
you have to require or find something internally to help you define who it is that you are and how you choose to step up. And trust me, some of those difficult conversations, thoughtful disagreements, they're going to piss you off. And that means that you have to discover this nuance within yourself where you can find that peace and that reverence to then approach any situation, any environment, any person with that space of peace, strength, and congruence.
And especially like you just said, especially learning in those difficult situations as well, how do you communicate? How do you communicate with or talk to yourself, but also communicate with your team if there are any challenges coming up? How to find resilience, as well as a lot of business owners and entrepreneurs, they really struggle. What I've been working with so many of them in the corporate world, they struggle with overthinking, making decisions, which is a very, very important tool. You got to be able to make decisions, millions of decisions a day as an entrepreneur and a business owner. So you got to know how to make decisions in a well-defined way, which is not easy, especially as a leader. It's seriously not easy. And if you're going to lead a team as well. So they're one of the key elements what we're gonna learn and what we're gonna think and working on this together as a group is to create a clear communication with your team, with yourself, yeah, and cultivate certain actions when you go back
One thing that
after
one thing I
training.
want to add on too is that decision-making skill, right? So there's an essence, once you tap in, we pass the cognitive awareness of what we'll go through. We'll get into the emotional understanding. Once you get past the emotional understanding, you'll feel it in your physical presence. And so those decisions, it won't take you 2 hours, 2 days, or 2 weeks. It will take you moments because you'll come
Yeah.
from such a space of certainty because you'll feel the principles and the integrity of the values that define you. So I always say the principles that guide us will be the ones that define us. When you start to apply this to any environment, any relationship, any connection, any business dealing, now you're coming from such a deep space where there is nothing that can shake you. You're moving with direction, guided by intelligence, and trusting in your inherent intuitive nature. And this is where
Yeah.
you get to now discover. This is what we're going to go unpack. This is what we're going to unravel. And the more that you discover this knowing, inherent, intuitive nature, this sacred intuition, it's going to give you that ability, to use the mind as an amplifier because now you're moving with that level of purpose.
We're not going to do this only in those workshops because what we really want to focus on is on doing things. So we're going to support this whole experience in beautiful, well, we call it, well, wellness activities. So what are we going to offer is actually, Eric, we've been talking about this as well because we truly believe you get to feel certain things. So in stepping into this feeling, there's certain activities what you can do. For example, we've been talking about breath work. We're going to offer some breathwork sessions. We're going to step into meditation. We're going to step into yoga. And they're all, I just call it
Dance, music,
dance,
arts,
music,
culture.
exactly. Yeah. So they're all activities. They're going to help really to what we've been learning in those mindful workshops to implement this in a daily task.
I'm really excited, and so for anybody that is curious to know more, they want to get really deep into themselves or their team and how they can really serve each other. We encourage you to reach out to either one of us, whether it's on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, or check out the site balancemedia.ventures/Ibiza retreat. And why Ibiza? Ibiza has been a place that I spent a lot of time living there. I've learned a lot about the land there, and its inherent nature really gives a lot of congruence. It's the third most magnetic point in the world, and we're not going to the place where it's all parties and DJs. We're
No.
going to the place where Ibiza is extremely spiritual and connected. And a lot of people don't know that because of the, facade, but this place is a very unique connection and it has a lot of intelligence in the land, and it's also why it's so important. So we look forward to seeing you there.
Amazing.